Hello everyone, this is Travis. I am casting a game between Papershoes and Orange here, playing as the Zerg player. And I'm also going to be presenting GreenCarpet. Not in green, but in purple. This is a practice game for the JTI, the hottest, most anticipated upcoming StarCraft tournament this year. And it's going to be a group of very strong competitors. We got Papershoes is going to be one of the hottest, most anticipated Zerg players that's going to step up to the field and do all kinds of crazy damage. Let me turn off the old replay here so we don't actually see the timer. So it looks like Papershoes is going to scout in the northern direction, and that is going to be incorrect because GreenCarpet is actually in the bottom right corner. And we're going to see what kind of opening these guys go with. It looks like GreenCarpet has set up a pylon in his expansion. What this is going to do is he's going to be able to wall off this area. This is his natural base. So once he walls off this area, he'll be able to expand, get a lot more mineral income, and do a lot of damage. So it looks like GreenCarpet is actually scouting in the right direction. He's going to get up here and he's going to see Papershoes' base. He's going to see that he doesn't have a spawning pool yet, and he sees that he doesn't have a natural expansion. I don't think that GreenCarpet has seen his Papershoes' spawning pool yet, and he hasn't. He needs to actually get in there to see the spawning pool. He's going to come down to see if the natural expansion has been built. He's kind of curious why a spawning pool hasn't been built yet. It's kind of strange because he hasn't seen a spawning pool and he hasn't seen a natural. So there's got to be question marks. What's going on here? He just hasn't scouted far enough in his base to notice a spawning pool has been created. So I still don't think that Papershoes has scouted GreenCarpet. He doesn't know what kind of build he's going. It's going to be a gateway, and it's also going to be a forge here for GreenCarpet. It looks like he is trying to deny this natural expansion. What Papershoes wants to do is get in here, get those minerals flowing so he can get that income, so he can fund his Hydralisks, so he can fund his Zerglings, so he can pretty much fund everything. But he hasn't been able to do that. GreenCarpet is in here still scouting it out, seeing what's going on. There are 4 Zerglings currently in production. This drone is trying to go in here, stops to get this probe. I think that was a little bit of a mistake on Papershoes' part. He wanted to get that expansion. The probe's going to come over here and deny that expansion. But with these lings popping up, there's 6 lings popping up, he is going to drive this probe out of the base. There's 1 photon cannon coming up as base defense for Papershoes' Zerglings here. He's going to get a good surround on this probe. Is he going to be able to kill it? It looks like the probe is cutting back in. This drone is going to spit on him a little bit, and those Zerglings are going to take him down. That drone finally got his revenge. He's going to pop down because he wants to become a beautiful baby hatchery so he can produce more drones to mine these minerals and this Vaspian gas here. So GreenCarpet is building building a cybernetics core. It just got done. There is currently no probes mining from this assimilator here. He needs to get that going so he can produce some Dragoons. 1 Zealot popping out here, going to defend against these 6, possibly even 8 Zerglings. Yeah, I think there might be 8 Zerglings here. These Zerglings are going to try to run down this probe and try to get him, but they're gonna ignore him because he really wants to get in here, maybe get up this ramp. But it looks like GreenCarpet is blocking off the ramp with probes. That's a really good move because if these Zerglings run by, they're going to do a big harass here. This probe does aggro the Zerglings, and it looks like some of the Zerglings might die. It looks like only 1 Zergling is actually going to go down right now. GreenCarpet's going to throw down another photon cannon just for that added protection. The Zerglings are going to run in and possibly run up this ramp. We'll see what they do. No, they're gonna cut back here and just looks like they're gonna hang out in the mineral line just to see if this expansion does come up. 2 Zealots should be fine, should be able to hold the ramp against this Zergling army. It looks like so right now, what Papershoes is doing is he's getting a Hydralisk in because Hydralisks are very good against Protoss. And what do we have here? It looks like GreenCarpet is going a Stargate, and most likely what he's doing is going Corsairs. It's kind of a proxy Stargate. It's a little bit late. The professionals, these guys aren't professionals by any means, but they are practicing for that JTI, the hottest, most anticipated StarCraft gaming event coming up May 4th. So check that out, ladies and gentlemen. But it looks like this is a proxy a proxy Stargate here from GreenCarpet. And what he wants to do with this proxy Stargate is harass these overlords. Papershoes has one right here, and Papershoes has one up here in the north hiding out. That's a good hiding spot for this guy. And you can also see if an expansion goes down, maybe later on in the game up there. We don't have any Corsairs or, scouts being produced from this Stargate. We'll see what happens. It looks like there's one Corsair being produced. And the reason it's up here, not sure if it's a good strategy or not. It is undefended, but the reason it is up here is because it is closer to Papershoes' base. He can get Corsairs in this base fast. There's 4 overlords right here. Currently the supply for Papershoes is 42, but if GreenCarpet does take these overlords down, that's going to drop the supply into the negatives, and that's what he'll be looking to do here. Another Corsair being produced. This Corsair is going to go out on the field, see if he can snipe some of those overlords. There's a big Hydra army right here in the middle. So, maybe Papershoes is a little bit safe with all these Hydras. There's about 5 Hydralists, and that is enough to maybe, what's going on? This Corsair is out of position, ladies and gentlemen, and he is going to go down. Got a few shots off on one of these overlords, this guy right here, but you can see how little damage that overlord actually took. That was a very bad micro mistake from GreenCarpet. He really needs to focus hard on those Corsairs because they're not cheap. They're 150 minerals, 100 gas. So even losing one of those is a detriment. This probe does see that these Hydralists are moving out. So GreenCarpet has to be prepared. 2 photon cannons, 4 zealots, and a Dragoon. I think, that might be enough to take out these Hydralists, but we'll actually see. I think this probe's actually going to die. It's being mismicroed here. But the Hydras, they don't even care. They don't care about this probe. The probe is going to sit here to see how... Oh, I see. You know what I hear? The distinctive noise of a Corsair hitting its target, the Overlord. And I think those Overlords are going to go down. Papershoes is currently not supply blocked right now, but we're going to see what happens. We got a Scout Zealot going in, seeing what's going on. You can see that a hatchery is coming down. A macro hatchery is coming down for Papershoes, and it looks like enough Overlords have been killed to supply block Papershoe. The Zealot did see what's going on. He saw Hydralisk in spawning pool, macro hatch. Nothing too much out of the ordinary, but he knows that Papershoes is going to start producing Hydralisks at a feverish rate. What Papershoes actually needs to probably do is create a few more drones. This mineral line, this natural base isn't completely saturated. The main base looks pretty good. Oh, some Overlords do pop out. These Corsairs are on the hunt. They are thirsty. There's 3 Corsairs out. That means these Overlords are gonna die. Papershoes has to pull his Hydras back just to defend against this. He's back into the negatives. That's 600 minerals out the window. But you can see that Papershoes does have a healthy mineral and Vespian gas count, so he's not looking too bad right now. He can't produce a lot of Hydra still. He can produce a lot of Overlords still. So it wasn't a complete waste. But like I said, he needs to probably drone up a little bit more. Use these macro hatches for some drones. Get some Vespian geysers pumping here. There the Corsairs go. They are after these Overlords again. They're going to pull out. There's 4 Corsairs now. There's 1 more being produced. That's going to be a total of 5 Corsairs. That is bad news for these Overlords, especially if they're clumped up, because these Corsairs do splash damage against these Overlords. This Corsair, he's going to be in a world of hurt. He's going to go into the yellow. He needs to be pulled back here. GreenCarpet needs to better micro these Corsairs. Papershoes is doing a great job keeping these specific Overlords alive. He's got a lot of Hydras out, but what he really wants to do is move out and take out GreenCarpet's base. He has a ton of Hydras. How many does he have here? He has probably 12, 16 Hydras. But he can't really do anything because he's on the defensive because he has to defend his Overlords against the Corsairs. Look, GreenCarpet has what? 5 Dragoons, 2 Zealots. He probably has 7 Dragoons and 2 Zealots. That's it. And 2 cannons. This Hydra army would be devastating if it can actually get into GreenCarpet's base. And you can see that, look at this. Look what Papershoes is doing. He is being risque with this middle base. There's 2 Vespian geysers here, so he's going to produce a lot of gas if he can keep this going. But this is the most riskiest play to go for this middle base here because it can be flanked from this side, it can be flanked from this side, it can be harassed very easily from each side of the walls. But this is a very risky play. We'll see what happens. We'll see if he can actually keep this this hatchery going. It's going to be difficult. He needs sunken colonies. He needs all kinds of static base defense. He needs Hydralisk over there. But while he's defending this base, guess what? This base, this natural base right here for Papershoes is going to be vulnerable, susceptible, because he doesn't have any static base defense. The Hydras are going to have to be bouncing from the middle base to his natural expansion. It's going to be very, very difficult, in my opinion, for Papershoes to actually hold that base. But it is sneaky, and it could be worth it. We'll see what happens. It looks like we got Storm on the way. That's going to be very dirty. The first High Templar is at... Oh, the first two High Templar are out on the field. They currently don't have Storm yet. They only have 66 energy. I think they pop out with 60 or 65 energy. So it takes about, 10 seconds for the Storm to actually build. 10 to 15 seconds. And that Storm is devastating. It is a fun fact that Papershoes hates Psionic Storm. He thinks it's the best weapon against Zerg. And he's not wrong. It's an amazing weapon. It's one ability that Hydralisks melt to. Zerglings, Hydralisks, Mutalisks. You name the Zerg unit in Psionic Storm, it does work. It is devastating. So if the Zerg army gets caught in it, they melt. They're fried. They're like crispy tater tots from your favorite, I'm going to do a plug here, for Burger Street. And they're going to go down. We'll see what he can do. This army is not very big. Like I said, there's only what is this? 8 Dragoons, 3 Zealots, and 2 High Templar? We'll see if Papershoes can actually break this. Papershoes doesn't have any upgrades here, but neither does GreenCarpet. He is building some he's building some spore colonies. Maybe he's building base defense from those Corsairs. I bet what Papershoes wants to do is put his overlords up here so they're going to be safe. However, it looks like we have 1 DT here, but it's not going to do very well because Papershoes does have overlords. And overlords are able to detect those DTs. And DTs, they go down like chump change. They're easy. These Zealots are a little bit more beefy. There's those Storms. You can see how many Hydras go down just to those Storms. We got a lazy High Templar back here, but these Dragoons are doing pretty good work. There are too many Hydras here. These Dragoons have to push back. Look at that. Look at how many Hydras died to 1 Psionic Storm. It is incredible. 2 kills between those 2 High Templars. The Dragoons are doing the cleanup job that the High Templar started. And we can see the Corsairs coming in, cleaning up these overlords, putting Papershoes back into the negative. That means that Papershoes has to spend his money not creating Hydralisks, but creating more overlords. So then he can he supply blocks. So he can't build any more Hydralisks. That's the problem. We'll see if GreenCarpet is able to capitalize in this window where he might be able to go in here and do damage. These Corsairs not only are good for overlord hunting, but they're also great scouts. They're fast, mobile, and they can get in to see what's going on. GreenCarpet, I don't think, knows about this base yet. This base is full of anti-air spore colonies. If Papershoes can get some overlords up here, they'll be well protected, especially if you can bury some Hydras up here. Make sure it's defended. We'll see what these are. Sunken colonies. Okay, so we got 2 sunken colonies down. And sunken colonies work wonders against Dragoons, especially backed up by Hydralisks. They do 40 damage. Dragoons only have 180 health. So, you do the math. I'm not very good at math. I don't know. What is that? 4 sunken colony shots? Look at this. Watch this. What's this? Who's getting hit here? Is this guy invincible? Okay. So you can see that it's probably 6 sunken colony shots to take down a Dragoon. But that's pretty good. That's pretty amazing, actually. They're probably one of the best ground defenses. Look at all these Corsairs dead. My God. They're all dead. The Hydralisks are coming up here just to back up this base. Taking down all the Dragoons. What does GreenCarpet have? 4 more Dragoons back here. 1 more High Templar. These High Templars, this 1 Dragoon is retreating. These High Templars need to get out of here. They're going to get caught, and they're so gas intensive. 50 minerals. Very mineral cheap, but 150 gas. That's pretty expensive, especially if you only have about 780 to 800, Vespian gas. That's just a few High Templar. What is GreenCarpet building? He's building a lot of Dragoons here out of these 5 gateways. He's got a Citadel of Dragoon. He's got a Templar Archive. So there's not much going on. He is building more Corsairs up here. Like, as we remembered, his Corsair army got destroyed by these spore colonies. Something that I bet you GreenCarpet didn't expect to be in the middle of the map. We'll see if Papershoes is able to hold on to this. It is the most difficult. Base to hold on this map, Fighting Spirit. So it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be a pretty good. It's going to be an interesting game, I should say that. We got +1 upgrades on Hydralisk attack. Let's see what GreenCarpet's working with here. 000. What a lazy schmuck this guy is. He needs to get upgrades. It's not super. I wouldn't say it's mandatory, but it's definitely beneficial. These Hydras are going to be holding the line. There's 4 High Templar, and like I said, Papershoes hate High Templar. It's the bane of his existence. Look at that, melting these Hydralisks. Papershoes has the micro 2 sets of Hydralisks. One flanking from the south and one holding the base from the north. Look how well these sunken colonies do against Dragoons. I think Papershoes needs to build more of those just to get this defense going. These Hydralisks, about 8 Hydralisks coming up here, killing off the remainder of the Dragoon army. We'll see if these High Templar are able to do some damage. That's kind of a whiff right there. I think if... Oh, that was a good one, though. That's going to kill the majority of those Hydralisks. And these High Templar need to boot scoot, and they need to boogie out of here. Because these Hydralisks are going to try to do this. Oh, look at this Hydralisk. He's thirsty. He wants some High Templar to kill. He wants to avenge his fallen brethren. All right, so it looks like GreenCarpet actually got a upgrade to this Dragoon. He is working on... He doesn't even have... Look, GreenCarpet doesn't even have a Dragoon range. So Dragoon range gives the Dragoons the ability to shoot. Oh, we got some Corsairs doing some damage. We can never miss the Corsairs because they're brutal. They are some brutal units to the Zerg. Everything that the Protoss has is annoying. Hella annoying for the Zerg to deal with. These Corsairs need to get out of here. These Hydralisks are going to take them down pretty well, especially with this Spore Color support going down. So these Corsairs are going to head out of here. We have one bruised Corsair here, but his shields are going to replenish. I think it's 1 shield every 2 seconds. So like I said, you do the calculus on that one. You see how long those shields take to come back. But that's the beauty about Protoss. They don't regenerate their health, but they will regenerate their shield. And they do have a lot of shield. About as much shield as a Hydralisk has health. These Dragoons are ferrying in one at a time. That's not a very good push from GreenCarpet. But I don't think Papershoes is currently paying attention to these Hydralisks. He does need to push them back into this base. There's a terrible storm on top of GreenCarpet's own units. He needs to pull back, or he needs to storm these Hydralisks. They are very well clumped up. That is a very good pullback from Papershoes. These Hydralisks are coming in, picking off one High Templar, but his brethren are like, hell no. You ain't doing that to Johnny. We gotta storm you. There's another beautiful storm taking out those Hydralisks. These Hydralisks are thirsty for these High Templars. There's one High Templar. Is he going to be able to be taken down? It is so close. This Hydralisk needs to get him. One more shot, but nope. One more shot would have finished it off. That's 2 health High Templar right now. And what GreenCarpet really needs to do, instead of attacking this base, which has sunken colonies, which has spore colonies, he really needs to go in for the main producing base. There's no defense here, only Hydralisks. This would be really, really good if you just crossed the bridge, went in there, and killed them. Corsairs are scouting for other bases. These Hydralisks, I'm not sure what they're doing over here, but they are taking out Dragoons. 1 Dragoon down. 1 Dragoon at really low, 2 Dragoons at really low health here. They're hunting down this Hydralisk. I don't think he's going to be able to escape, but we'll see. Oh, he might be able to catch this one High Templar just going wherever he's going. I'm not sure what he's doing here, but he's definitely running from something. Not sure. The old pylon wall off. What GreenCarpet's trying to do is he's trying to build a 3rd natural expansion. Now, you see Papershoes has been on his 3rd expansion. Hasn't really been mining a lot from it, it looks like. He only has about 3 drones actually going to work. He needs to saturate this a little bit more. He hasn't really saturated this either. I'm not sure if there's been any Templar drops. There might be. Let me see if there's a shuttle lingering around here somewhere. I don't see a shuttle, but he does have a robotics facility. So a shuttle, he could be shuttling in High Templar. Oh, what is this? What we got here? We do have a shuttle, and it does have one High Templar. So what's most likely going to do is probably going to storm this area. That's what he's looking to do. It's a slow shuttle, so he's kind of meandering over there, going a little bit slow here. Let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. It's one of those dirty deeds. We do have 6 Hydralisks sitting here. Will Papershoes be able to see this in time? I'm not sure if he will. There's one storm killing 1, 2, 3, 4 drones. And there goes the High Templar. Out. He's like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. Impossible mission. Go into Zerg base. You know, while there's a million Hydralisks just waiting to be killed. That's a big Hydra army. 2-0 upgrades coming in on this Dragoon army, who's a 2-0 upgrades. We got some High Templars storming these Hydralisks. They need to push back. They need to get back to their base defense. This Dragoon army is way too big, and that was a terrible storm, storming nothing but his own Dragoon. But it doesn't even matter because all these Hydralisks are gone. Papershoes needs to build up his army, or GreenCarpet needs to attack this base down here. We'll see. It looks like that's exactly what he's doing. He knows. He's back. There's no defense here. There are Hydralisks in production, 9 Hydras, but it's not going to be enough. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like GreenCarpet is going to take this game. He's got so many High Templar. We got Hydralisks ferrying in from the north side. We got Hydralisks being produced here from the destroyed hatchery. But it looks like one storm is going to hurt. Is going to take out these Hydralisks. It's not going to be enough. We have about 8 Dragoons here versus 2 Hydralisks. Not a very good matchup. And we even got more Dragoons ferrying in from the main base here. I think we're going to see a GG being called from Papershoes. Lovely game. He did do a good job. I don't think his third here really worked out for him. He needed to saturate that base a little bit more. Build more drones. Defend it with more Sunkens. And defend his natural with a little bit more Sunkens. He does have enough minerals to produce even more macro hatches. There goes Papershoes. Didn't even say GG. You know, what a scumbag. You know, Papershoes did a little bit of BM, but that's fine. They are practicing for the JTI. Papershoes is going to be a very, very good competitor, if not the competitor to beat in the JTI. I don't think GreenCarpet is actually going to be competing in the JTI, so I don't think he's got to be worried about that. It's going to be a very interesting game. I think Papershoes did a very, very good job this particular game. So I'll see you guys in the next stream. I'm going to be practicing my casting abilities for the JTI. It's going to be hot. It's going to be fresh. And I want to see everyone there. See you guys later.